Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Sometimes I feel like I sound like a broken record talking about assisting people on their path to self-realization and self-mastery. But in my own personal studies, I continue to hear those who I look up to saying that's what life is all about. Recognizing the truth of who you are, which is not this. This is a level of your identity so that you can have a physical experience. But, you know, I call myself most days Tyra because that's what my mama named me. But when I'm operating, you know, from my priestess position, I choose to use the name Omilade. But neither one of those names really is my real name. And it sounds even crazy to me, but, you know I have to have an identity to be here in this physical body. But if I only accept this part of myself, I am missing out on the big picture. And the big picture is where the true power, the true freedom, the true source of joy and happiness lie. So, yes, self-realization, knowing the truth, the fullness, and you could just keep working and working your whole life and you won't fully know who you are. That's the beautiful part of it. And self-mastery, mastering our gifts, mastering our mental body, our physical bodies, mastering our mental bodies, our emotional bodies, just looking to see how can I get more in alignment with my gifts and my talents. I've been listening to someone, I'll call him a guru, who talks about one of the greatest flaws in the self-improvement movement is operating from a place that we're broken and need to be fixed. When in reality, what we have to do, and to me this is what embracing self-mastery is all about, is realizing the master is within, that perfection is within, and that we're just not awake to all of it. And that's the beauty of trying to see, if you're a singer, can you sing better? Can you create some type of way of singing that, you know, is just incredible and different and unique? That I remember learning from or studying about Billie Holiday when I was at Spelman College. And we had to do, in this particular class that we were in, we had to choose some woman and do a presentation about her life. And I chose Billie Holiday. I was so fascinated with how this woman could come from two teenage parents. Her mother was not, maybe her mother had an addiction, or I don't know what it was. It's been so long since I studied, but Billie Holiday had to get out and make money to take care of her family like so many children did in the early 20th century. And so that's how she got into singing. She, I think, was going to maybe work in the kitchen, but then started singing, and that's how she started making her money because her voice was so incredible. And you know, this is in the USA. She's an African American woman, and during those times it was hard. It was very, very challenging to just be African American, but to come from hard times too, you know, and then a woman, you know, I just was like, wow, this woman really did a lot to get to a place where she is internationally acclaimed. People listen to her music. But the thing about Billie Holiday that was, to a certain degree, her flaw was her struggle with having this unique sound where she was transitioning from blues and creating jazz singing, and how people didn't understand it. But it didn't stop her. It didn't stop her from moving forward. And, you know, my heart goes out to her because we also got to see her struggle as a drug addict. And of course, we know, if you know anything about stars, if you have that drug addiction problem, you'll have a lot of friends who are, you know, really feeding it, is what I've heard. That it's really easy to be a drug addict when you're a star. People just throw your drug to you. But that was part of her addiction, you know, was that struggle. But it's okay if we have that unique way of, or if we're on the cutting edge of something. Maybe your master is just working with your gifts. You're not even working with your gifts yet. And so this self-mastery piece is really getting deeper into understanding how wonderful you are. The biggest piece for us is moving past thinking we are flawed. And so this week, I'd just like to share some wisdom to assist you. We are deeper into the fall. We're getting closer in the northern hemisphere to the winter season. If you're in the southern hemisphere and watching this, that means that you're moving towards summer, and I'm jealous of you. But you know, this is it's still a time of shifting. So mostly speaking from the northern hemisphere perspective, we're working with the energy of Oya. And so the last video I made, Oya was speaking. Oya is the energy of that old woman that she knows what she is talking about. She is very wise because she has been there. She has done that. She can see, and she's so in tune with the wisdom within her that if you listen to that old woman, you will win. If you don't listen to the old woman, she doesn't really care because she knows life will beat you up and show you the error of your ways. And she is all about the winds of change. And so this is the time for us to think about, what do we need to change? Even if you're in the spring in the southern hemisphere, you really need to be thinking about, what is it that you need to do differently to manifest that which you want in your life? For those of us who are here in North America or the northern hemisphere, what we need to think about is, what do we need to let go of that has been hindering us from moving more in the direction towards peace, love, harmony, and happiness? And so this is a time to really focus on that. This is also a time to understand that we have subtle energies that we pick up on. We don't all the time see what's affecting us. Something right now that I'm on with myself, a very big thing for me right now, is accepting that when I listen to the radio, that when I watch TV, that when I am on various websites on the internet, especially what I consider to be power websites like Facebook, that there are messages, hidden subtle messages that are being emitted that we pick up on to get us to move and take action and think a certain way. Even if it's not the intentional subtle messages that I'm talking about, make no mistake about it, we pick up on the energy that we see in all these various media sources. And so we have to think about the people that we're hanging out with. We have to think about the activities that we engage. We have to think about the food that we eat. Everything is putting out energy. Everything. This is part of self-realization. Everything is energy. Everything is a vibration. And so we're picking up on everything. The key is to walk aware of your own energy. You need to be in touch with yourself. You need to be clear about yourself. This is why having daily spiritual practices is so important. Because once you're clear, you'll know when you're picking up on something that's not you. Even if you don't pick up on it initially, once your mind starts processing, hey, I've picked up on this energy, and if your energy starts somehow trying to conform it with it, you'll say, no, that's not me, and you can let it go. That's very important. We have to know that we are being influenced by all these subtle energies, but ultimately we are in charge of how these energies affect us. We also have to understand that this is a time where we are so sensitive to all the messages that are out there, that our intuition is heightened. The problem is a lot of us don't trust our intuition, and so it's very important for us to develop a relationship of trust with our intuition, so when we receive true wisdom and guidance from within, that we actually act upon it. Because a lot of times we're not manifesting what we want because we're not listening. We don't even hear it. Or if we do hear true wisdom and guidance that comes from within, we don't trust it. We don't listen to it. And we wonder, why am I not getting what I want? Why am I not getting the results that I desire in my life? And so it's very, very important to follow your own inner wisdom, and that starts with developing a trusting relationship with it. This is a time for us to watch the colors that we wear. We want to wear colors that bring us into the right vibration. We want to have a home that is neat. We want to avoid clutter, because clutter is going to create a cluttered state within us. We'll just find that our mind is cluttered. It's like a runaway train. And so yoga is important. It's important for us to do things to keep ourselves energetically clear and feeling good at this time, and to take those steps to let go of what is no longer serving us in our lives. Why do we stay stuck doing things that we know are not serving us? And it may be because we need to work with the energy of Shango Haru, who has spoken also. And so what Shango says is, we live by choice. There's no one making us do anything. The ultimate reality is that this physical reality is a construct of our mind. That if we don't like what we see, then all we have to do is to change what we're focused on. All we have to do is to make choices to live differently. So this is the energy of leadership. It's saying, how are you leading your life? What are you taking the lead on? Are you taking the lead on something positive? Or are you taking the lead on something negative? Are you taking the lead on being an agent of change for good? Are you taking the lead on drama and negativity? What are you taking the lead on? Everything, all the energies that spoke are positive. So if things are not going your way, it's easy to shift it. It's really easy. It should be easy. So what we have to do is to avoid operating from emotions. This is what Haru Shango says. You cannot operate from your emotions. What you have to do is to make choices. It's really good to stop and to look at everything. Look at the big picture of everything. And to operate from your heart, and then to make a strategic, you take strategic steps. We can't be super emotional and just pinging and going crazy, and because it won't profit us. As a matter of fact, operating from emotions right now will create problems. It's also good to remember that, what was I going to say? I had like 5 thoughts into my mind at once. And I was like, I don't know what I'm about to say. Okay, I'm back. So Shango also talks about operating according to understanding what is willpower. So it's operating from a place where we understand that we are energy beings, and that the seeds that we plant, that is the thoughts that we have, the emotions that we have, what our energy is focused on is seeds that we plant in our energetic garden, because that's what we are. We produce energetically. Our thoughts are things, and so what we are thinking about and feeling about, it gets sown into us energetically, and then it projects outwardly. And so what we have to do is to understand that true willpower is going within and planting the seeds of the things that we want, and cultivating that within us, that Yemonya nurturance that I talk about all the time. Cultivating within us that which we desire. And then the power of the universe, which lies within us, it's not somewhere out there. We are one with the divine consciousness. We are one with the divine natural laws of the universe. They operate within us. The wisdom and the power will bring forth that which we desire. And so, as I say all the time, I am a scientist, a spiritual scientist. You don't have to take my word for it. Just take what I'm saying and try it out. The truth of the matter is you're using this anyway. So, but it may not be from a conscious place, but everything that you see in your life, you created it. But you can use this concept of will and power to be more conscious in how you are creating your life. So that is very important this week. The question is this. Many of us are operating from a place of lack and limitation. We don't believe that we can expand very much further than where we are. But the truth of the matter is that it's important for us to continue to understand our purpose and to line ourselves up with that purpose. How many times have you said you wanted to do something, but it wasn't in alignment with your purpose? And so it didn't work out. That's a beautiful thing, because what if we just got to just do, and we can aimlessly live doing nothing in alignment with our purpose, but our life will not feel fulfilled. And so my question to you is your understanding of what you want for your life really what you want for your life, or is it what the world handed to you and that's what you're going for, what the world says? So many of us are doing that. The world says this is what success is, and we run after that thing. But when we don't get it, it's like, or sometimes we do get it, but in the end, are we really happy? And so a lot of times you'll know when you're on purpose, because you're going to feel peaceful within yourself. And your purpose lies within your heart. It lies within your heart center, your spiritual heart center. And that is something that's very important. This week is a week for us to do cardiovascular exercises in addition to our yoga. It's an important time for us to, this is a time where we actually can use our fire to get some things done. It's going to be a hot, fiery, let's go week, but don't short circuit yourself, okay? And you can do that by making sure you exercise to like burn off the stress, or to help gather your energy so that you can move forward. And then of course with the yoga, that helps to like get rid of, all this stuff that we pick up and we need to let go, and it helps to bring us into balance. Let's see here. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you all for this week. working with the goddess Oya is something that would truly benefit you. Other names are Kali or Kali Ma, Sekhmet, Jophiel, let's see here, and with Yemonya, the way these energies work is you can just sort of use one to help when you're working with another. So I'm really sort of focused on Oya energy right now. But with Yemonya, it's like, what are you devoted on? What are you devoted to? And so this week, we need to use this wisdom of Yemonya that says, be devoted to good things. So you want to be devoted to your spiritual practices, to, getting yourself clear. You want to be devoted to operating according to choice instead of using all of the emotion. Use the emotion to try to figure out what's really going on. What are these emotions really about? If you're really ticked off this week, the question is, what are you really mad about? Is it what's really going on right then? Or in that moment? Or is it something from long ago? Look at your programming. And you have to be highly devoted to your spiritual practices this week. So, again, I am Omilade, your goddess guru. Hoping that this wisdom will assist you this week. Wishing you a week of success, joy, peace, and fire, baby, because it's going to be hot this week. Even though here in Tennessee it's cold, it's going to be an on-fire week. So I wish you all much peace, love, joy, happiness, and prosperity. Love you.